1,400 years ago, there were no telescopes powerful enough to see galaxies, no microscopes to study embryos, no satellites to map the ocean floor. Yet revealed in the deserts of Arabia, described the expansion of the universe, the hidden roots of mountains, and the stages of human life inside the womb. Details that science would only confirm centuries later. In this video, we're going to look at 5 verses from the Quran that modern science has independently confirmed. Stay until the end, because the last one might surprise you the most. Assalamu alaikum, and welcome back to Kunfayakun Speaks. If you're new here, consider subscribing and hitting the bell icon. We bring you content rooted in the Quran and authentic hadith every single day. Let's get started. Our first miracle takes us to the very beginning of everything. Surah Ad-Thariyat, chapter 51, verse 47, speaks about the heavens being built with power and that it is being continuously expanded. It wasn't until 1929, that's over 13 centuries after the Quran was revealed, that astronomer Edwin Hubble observed that distant galaxies are moving away from us, proving that the universe is indeed expanding. Before that, most scientists, including Einstein himself, believed the universe was static and unchanging. A related verse, Surah Al-Anbiya, chapter 21, verse 30, describes the heavens and the earth as having once been a single joined mass that was then split apart. A description many scholars connect to what we now call the Big Bang model of cosmic origin. Our second miracle is found inside the womb itself. Surah Al-Mu'minun, chapter 23, verses 12 to 14, describes human creation happening in distinct stages, beginning as a drop of fluid, then becoming something that clings like a leech, then a chewed-like lump of flesh, which then forms into bones covered with flesh. Modern embryology, a field that didn't even exist as a formal science until the 1800s and 1900s with advanced microscopy, confirms these exact stages. The zygote attaching to the uterine wall, the somite stage that resembles segmented, chewed tissue, and the later formation of the skeletal structure before the surrounding muscle tissue. Dr. Keith Moore, a renowned embryologist, famously reviewed these descriptions and noted how precisely they matched the staged terminology used in modern embryology textbooks, despite being recorded at a time with no scientific instruments to observe a developing embryo. Our third miracle is right beneath our feet. Surah An-Naba, chapter 78, verse 7, and Surah Al-Anbiya, chapter 21, verse 31, describe mountains as pegs or stakes that stabilize the Earth's crust and reduce its movement. For centuries, mountains were simply seen as the visible rock formations rising above the ground. It wasn't until the development of plate tectonics theory in the 20th century that geologists discovered mountains actually have deep roots extending far below the surface, much like a tent peg, which helps stabilize the Earth's crust and reduce its movement. This peg-like structure of mountains, anchoring the crust in place, is a concept that simply wasn't part of human knowledge until modern geological surveying made it possible to study the Earth's subsurface. Our fourth miracle involves a metal we use every day. Surah Al-Hadid, chapter 57, verse 25, speaks about iron being sent down, a curious choice of words for a metal we usually associate with being mined from the earth. Modern astrophysics tells us something remarkable. Iron is not actually formed naturally on Earth. It's created deep inside massive stars through nuclear fusion, and it reaches planets like ours only through supernova explosions and meteorite impacts billions of years ago. Meaning the iron in the ground, and even in our own blood, quite literally came down from space. Many scholars highlight this verse as a striking example of precise wording, where the phrase "sent down" aligns with what astrophysics has only recently been able to explain. Our fifth and final miracle takes us to the ocean. Surah Ar-Rahman, chapter 55, verses 19 to 20, describes two bodies of water meeting, yet separated by a barrier they do not cross. Oceanographers have since discovered a real phenomenon that matches this description. When seas of different salinity, temperature, and density meet, a natural barrier called a halocline or pycnocline forms between them, allowing the waters to meet without immediately mixing together. This was only mapped and understood with modern oceanographic equipment in the 20th century. To someone standing on a beach 1,400 years ago, with no submarine, no salinity sensor, and no satellite imagery, this kind of detail about ocean layers would have been completely impossible to observe. So what's the takeaway from all of this? It's not that the Quran is a science textbook. Its primary purpose is guidance for how to live. But these examples invite us to reflect. How could a text revealed in a 7th century desert describe these realities with such precision centuries before we had the tools to verify them? For many people, this is exactly the kind of reflection that strengthens faith, seeing consistency between revelation and discovery, rather than conflict between the two. If you found this video interesting, please hit that like button. It genuinely helps this message reach more people. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next video. Let us know in the comments which of these 5 facts surprised you the most. And if you found this valuable, please share it with someone who'd appreciate it. May Allah increase us in knowledge, and may He guide our hearts toward reflection and gratitude. Thank you for watching. Until next time, this has been Kunfayakun Speaks. Allah Hafiz.